Hey everyone, Joan and Joe back here with another one of the poll options from last month, Mathmech. Truthfully, I've never played the deck despite my catalog on Link Evolution, and I wouldn't have played it probably if it did not share a pack with Sky Strikers. Mathmech are a Cyberse deck that revolve around a mix of special summoning that can lead to either strong Link monsters or their themed Exceed and Synchro monsters. A lot of the main deck monsters can special summon themselves from the hand and provide additional effects when they are used as a material for Mathmech extra deck monsters sometimes. Since this is a Cyberse deck, Link combos that can give you Update Jammer or Splash Mage into Accesscode can create some easy OTKs if you're allowed to play. Honestly, this deck is pretty simple to grasp, so if anyone is trying to keep things simple while getting back into the game, this isn't too bad of a choice. Now initially I did try going first with this deck, but it did not seem to go well. The extra deck monsters do not provide any disruption unless you summon them a certain way, mainly with the trap card Superfactorial. Aside from that being the goal to summon Primathmech Laplacian with one negate, there is also the opportunity for an Apollousa play through IP Masquerena as well. These two options are probably the best moves going first at the very least. Going second seems to be more ideal since you can potentially have a bunch of extenders in your hand that your opponent can't predict. Mathmech Addition, Subtraction, and Sigma are all free special summons most of the time with minimal drawback, and all of them can lead into link summons for Parallel Exceed. Depending on your opponent's board, you can either go for Accesscode if ideal, or you can go into the almighty Geomathmech Final Sigma. Final Sigma is a generic level 12 synchro who is unaffected by all effects when in the extra monster zone. While this can be used in other synchro decks, Final Sigma is affected by other Mathmech cards, so he benefits from the additional effects provided by Nabla, Multiplication, and Diameter. If you can make a Final Sigma with Multiplication and or Nabla, chances are you have lethal as he deals double battle damage to your opponent. Getting to Nabla and Multiplication is not easy though all the time. Signet Mining can help with this, but due to my lack of having UR points to craft it, the deck's only hope of searching is the rank 4 Primathmech Alembertian. I will run 3 copies, but it is another UR. Alembertian is pretty much another route to get your plays going as it searches a Mathmech card and contribute itself to special summon a monster from the hand or grave. If you're not going first and searching the trap card, searching Nabla who can then summon Multiplication from the deck is an easy way to get to Final Sigma, assuming everything else is in place. Since most of the monsters are good extenders to flooding the board, it's easy to max out on them and Pot of Desires to get the extra cards you need to the hand. I would highly recommend completing all your searches for Nabla and the trap before you activate Desires though, to eliminate a chance of banishing them. Aside from that, another good card to see would be Balancer Lord, an off-theme Cyberse monster that provides an extra normal summon and special summon when it is banished from the grave. The main combo with this is to use its effect for the additional normal summon, and then banish it with Cyberse Wicckid later on in your link stream. It's ideal for getting extra materials on board for your combos, to avoid tributing Alembertian for its own effect or other reasons. While going second can be pretty simple when going for Accesscode or Geomathmech Final Sigma, going first is the real struggle of this deck, which is why I'm going to use the first replay as the example for it. Let it be known I am not as confident with this deck as some others. I did have little to no knowledge on the plays until I started using it, so if you see a better route or play, you can comment it out. The main focus for going first in this deck is to get the trap I mentioned out along with Mathmech Diameter. This can be the primary goal, but I decided to take things a step further and go for an Apollousa as well to provide some additional negates. Diameter has a secondary effect when it is used as an Ixie or Synchro material for a Mathmech monster. Once per turn, only on the turn it is summoned, that extra deck monster will gain 1 quick negate on any card or effect. It does annoy me that it's only on the turn it's summoned, but as you can see it will probably come up more going second since the trap requires 3 Mathmech monsters in the grave. I start things off by going for a Link Disciple combo, but sadly Parallel Exceed does get hand trapped, as does everything on my first turns. If you have Balancer Lord, you can go into the combo I mentioned earlier by tributing Link Devotee and using the tokens for Cyberse Wicckid and Linguriboh for an additional tuner search, but since that wasn't the case I decided to go for the helpful Code Talker inverted to get another summon off and continue. While a 1600 Apollousa doesn't seem like much, it's still 2 additional monster negates, or it forces your opponent to commit to battle phase early. Thanks to the trap Superfactorial, however, we can summon the awesome Primathmech Laplacian. This Exceed monster is pretty much an Exceed version of Trishula, as on summon it sends a monster, spell, and card from the hand to the graveyard by detaching those materials. On your opponent's turn is a devastating time to use this, and with the negate from Diameter, it has added disruption as well. Do keep in mind if you want Nabla and Multiplication's secondary effects, they only target a Cyberse monster in the extra monster zone for additional attack points and attacks on the turn that they are sent to the grave. With that, it's clearly GG, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the replays. Make sure to stick around for 12,000 points of damage from Final Sigma, and subscribe to the channel.